So I'll begin by creating a user interface blueprint, widget blueprint. That will be our widget console. Like this. And inside of it, so first of all, to begin, I will change the canvas panel size to a custom size, 300 by 300. Inside of it, I will add a border for the background, 300 by 300 as well. And for the appearance, the brush color, I will set it to black with a little bit of transparency, like so. Then inside of it, I will add a vertical box to stack our text blocks, our text, our strings, like this, and that will be our console, our actual console box. I'll name it like this, and I will set it variable because I will need to have access to it in order to add our strings, and those strings will be some other widget string like this. And first of all, for this, because we will add it into another widget, we will delete the canvas panel, and inside of it I'll add an horizontal box like this. Inside of the horizontal box I will add text, and the text will be our actual string and will be variable. For the text, I will set font to be light and about 10 for the size. That will be alright. So we are going first of all to set a function inside of the event graph. Set not a function but an event, a custom event, set string. That will be the event that will drive the parameters of the string. That will drive the text, set text, and the color of the text, like this. So in order to do that, I will add some input in my custom event. String input, no, not string, but in string. I'll try to keep it I will try to keep it really like the original string, print string. So I will add in string, I will add also color. That will be a linear color that will convert later. The linear color by default will be blue, the string by default will be hello, and I will add another input, duration. Duration will be a float and will be 2 for the default value. This, then I convert my string to a text to set the text, and I convert the linear color to make a slate color, like this. For the moment, that's it. Then I will add another set string inside of my console, inside of this event graph. I will add this event, and that won't be set string but just print string. So to print a string, when we will launch that event, we'll first create a widget. We'll create our W string and add it to the console. No, sorry. Drag the console, get it, and add child. like this. So add child will actually add another widget inside of uh, inside of a component of the widget that I'm currently in. And this child, I will cast it to W. No, actually, I will first to have access to that event, I will need to promote that to a variable. No, not that, but that. I can promote it to a variable, and that will be our actual string reference, like this. Oh, that's a little bit of a mess, but like this. And from the string reference, here I can cast it to our widget string in order to get its setString event. And as you can see, inside of my setString event, I have some inputs, and I will just hook up what I have inside of the printString event. So when I will call the printString event, that will create the string, will add it to the horizontal box, to the vertical box, I'm sorry, and I will launch the setString event from the string in order to set the text of that particular string and set the color. Now I'll have to set the duration. That's a little more tricky, but it's okay. So the duration, no, I need an event tick first of all, and in delta time I'll promote that to a variable. That variable will be duration. I'm sorry, it's not the delta time that I will have to promote to a variable. I will just have to create a new variable that is duration, and that will be actually, let's say, string duration, like this. So from our duration that we set, we can add a float at each tick that will be our delta time value. That means at each frame it will add the time of the frame, and set the string duration. So string duration will at each tick increase its value, and then I will just check if string duration is superior than our actual duration, not just superior, but superior or equal than our actual duration here. And if it's true, it will remove from the parent. That means that the string will disappear. Remove myself from the parent. Okay, so now we have our duration set, our print string set. I will just add a little something inside of my console. I will add a text. That text will be just debug console, like this. I'll put it in italic, 12 for the size. I'll align it to the right and set the color of this to something like that, not too strong. And I will just add a padding at the bottom of 20 pixels. So like this. And if I want to see really quick what that could look like, I can grab my inside of my user created widgets. I can grab the widget string and add it inside of my console box, and here we can see what the text will look like. I can add second one, third one, and as you can see, it adds some text like this. I'll just suppress that because it's just to see, and save. Now that we have this set, we can go inside of our motion controller pawn, and I will add a widget component like this, and that will be our console widget, and that widget will be the console like this, so we can see it here. I will just turn it by 180 degrees so it faces the camera like so, and the draw size will be the same draw size, the same size as our canvas that we set at the beginning, so 300 by 300 like this. And as you can see, I just see debug console here like this. I cannot even see my border. That's because inside of the widget of the component, it's not the right material to see through. Here we can see widget 3D pass-through masked one side. We don't want the masked, we want the pass-through, and we don't have it, but it exists inside of the engine content. If I open it, if I just see where it is in the folders, I can see several widget materials, and I want that one, widget 3D pass-through. I set it like this with the little arrow, and now I can see my widget as I set it. So now we want to have access to those functions that we've created inside of our motion controller pawn, for example. But not just inside of our motion controller pawn. We want to have access to those functions, to the function to print our string inside of every object in our scene. So in order to do that, I will create inside of my widget folder, I will create a function library like this. I can call it bbl my library like this, and the new function will be print vr string. So because the widget is inside of our motion controller pawn, we want to get our player pawn, cast it to motion controller pawn or whatever your pawn is called, and get the console widget like this, and from it I can get get user widget object, and from the get user widget object here we can cast to our widget console. If we don't get the user widget object, we cannot cast the component to the console, because it's not, that component is not a widget, it's a widget component. Be careful that you don't forget that. Then here we can have access to the print vr string. No, that's not it. Print string, I'm sorry. Here it goes. And inside of our print string, we want to hook up some values that we set from the function. So we'll add some input here, and that will be the same in string. Color, linear color, and by default same blue. We didn't have to set the default value inside of the actual blueprint. It was a little error from me, but it's okay. We can add those default value inside of the library, so the function will already have those values set, and we could see them inside of our editor. So I have a little problem here because I didn't set the color like this, string, and the duration here like this, and now that's all set. We can now give it a try inside of our motion controller pawn. For example, I can have a key, for example T keyboard, print VR string, and I can say T is pressed. I can add like a green color, and that will be prompt for like 4 seconds like this. So each time I press T, that will add a string inside of our console. So next thing we want to do is that we will actually grab the console widget and set it somewhere where we want inside of the word. For example, I will put it like right here, and let's try that. Here you can see my console, and if I press T, it doesn't work. So why doesn't it work? Let's see. Keep casted. I add it to my console box. Here I have no, actually the string duration should be no, that's okay, that's all right. Where is the problem? Get our player pawn, cast to our motion controller pawn, get our console widget, cast to the console. Yeah, that should work. Let's see. Let's unhook up this to see. Nope. Okay, so here was the problem. We actually added the duration to the data time to add it to the string duration. So the string duration was always superior or equal than the actual duration that we've set. So it always fired false here. So that was my bad. Here we don't actually add duration, but we add string duration. And string duration here has a default value set to 0. So it's 0 plus 0.001 at each tick, and then it's set. So we always add the string duration, and we compare it and remove it from parent when it's superior than the duration that we've set. So now if I give it a try and I press T is here, you can see T is pressed. So the only thing is that it's a little bit transparent, so I can just add a little bit of opacity on my console like this, and now we should be able to see it better. Yeah, T is pressed, we wait for 4 seconds and it disappears, and if we press it several times it adds, and if we go down, 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 everything goes back to the beginning. So yeah, that's it. That covers our widget console for VR, and you can have access to it from every object in the world. For example, I can also convert this cube into an actor. Um, how can I do that? Boo, 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 plus actor, no. I will just create a new actor, for example. Actor here, test actor. Put a cube inside of it so we can see. And on even begin play, I can add a Prince VR string. And the cube says hello. You say hello for 5 seconds, and you say hello in red. And if I grab that into the scene and I press play, I can see cube says hello, and it will stay for 5 seconds and it disappears, and the cube is here. So yeah, that's it. I will also make a video for how to improve it, because if there are objects in front of us like this, in front of the console, we cannot actually see what's happening on the console. You can see just at the bottom, but we have to go around and to see what's happening inside of it. So I'll make another video to see how we can have an occluded material that shows even through objects. For the moment, thank you guys for having watched the video, and see you next time for another one.